Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at RUNE. Before we jump into the price action, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Okay, so we're still looking for further evidence that we've got a low set in here and that we're actually looking to progress to the upside. Obviously, we were talking about this previously, and this $1.1576 was sort of our zone we had to keep for that potential to actually push to the upside here for another move, either towards this 1-to-1, if this is going to be just a three-wave structure where this becomes A, B, and C, or alternatively towards this $3.49 if we're looking for a bigger impulsive structure. So these are the key zones that we need to keep an eye on. Obviously, we need to be aware that if we do move up to this 1618, what we want to see is additional structure for this fourth wave down towards this zone of this 270 to this 203, and then looking for that fifth wave up. So these moves can play out, but we need to discuss some of the internals within this, because there is still that possibility we could actually look to break down from this point. So we're going to discuss that within the video. But this is what I'm tracking at the moment. The problem with that I have with this count is if we are forming a triangle here, it would not fit into this into the context of this move. And this would actually, unless it becomes a diagonal to the upside, where we form basically this structure here as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this as a contracting diagonal to the upside. It wouldn't really fit within this count. So we're keeping an eye on it. We'll obviously take it one step at a time and see how we progress. So I'm actually going to come down here into the smaller time frame. So this is what I'm keeping an eye on. This could be potentially a triangle, but it would not be completed yet. If it was, potentially we could argue that within here we have A, B, C, D, and then potentially we're looking for this E wave still. It wouldn't really make sense for this E wave to complete here. If we are looking for this as a E wave, basically would be looking potentially for something like this to play out and actually come back and chatter just bottom trend line again. However, if we do actually break down directly from this point, potentially what we have to be careful of is that this is not an A, B, C, D, and actually we've completed this E wave and we're starting to break down from this point here. So that's what we're going to be discussing in a second. So the bullish way of looking at this move, and it would have to change how we look at this structure slightly. So within this, basically what we'd be looking for is, if this is the case, we'd want to maintain this low of this wave 2, which is sitting here at this $134 dollar range. The problem is it does look to be 5-wave structure down here. So, if we get another 3-wave move down, it's probably going to actually take out that zone. So as a triangle, it might not play out. But as long as we hold this 134 to this 124 region, we can still look for this potential that this is a wave 1 to the upside and we're forming a wave 2. The problem is, it's starting to get quite disproportionate now. It would make more sense if this was going on, where actually we've got this as a wave 2 in here, and basically we're starting to form 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we start to push to the upside. But we don't have confirmation of that. And for as long as we remain within these trend lines, it becomes more likely that this is a triangle. If it is a triangle, it doesn't mean that we can't actually break to the upside. But what we would want to see basically within here is this would be, like I said, A, B, C, D. We want to see this develop as another 3-wave move here and then push to the upside. That target I'd be looking for would be around this 171 if this triangle plays up and it's a B wave triangle. So that would be looking at this as A, B, and then potentially C. If it did extend out, potentially this 1618 would be towards this higher end here of this $2, which could actually look to push us up, into some of these highs. Alternatively, this zone of this 185 would be quite an interesting area to keep an eye on, as well as this 1-to-1. I mean, that would take us into the swing high here as well. Should also be looking to come back into this zone of previous support that we had. So if we do move up there, just be cautious of a rejection if it is only a 3-wave move. So this is basically looking for this potential of actually starting to push to the upside here, where if we were looking at it in this manner, potentially we'd be looking for this possibility of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into here, potentially coming back, retesting some of these zones, finding support, and then looking to push away. And then they would be looking for a bigger five-wave structure. But like I said, I don't have a lot of confidence with the fact that we could actually have a triangle within here. The thing is, like I said, if we have a triangle, basically we could still look for this one-to-one up here, but the more bearish way of actually counting this move from the top here would be actually looking at this as a fourth wave triangle. So really, until we actually break above this 159 area, we need to be cautious that there could be extension playing out to the downside here. So the way that I'm looking at that, if we are looking at this potentially as a fourth wave triangle, would be looking at it in this manner. So because of the fact that we've actually faced rejection right in this typical fourth wave area, I'm being just a little bit cautious. It is possible this fourth wave could complete here, where this becomes an A, B, C, D, E, and then we could actually look to break down. And the zone we'd be looking for would be this $1.10 to this $1 region if we do get a five-wave structure to the downside. What I'd be looking for within this move here would be to see whether actually we start to break down past this zone here. So we'd have to say into here. So given the current structure, a move past this 127 region could potentially tie in for a bigger five-wave move here, where this becomes a 1-2 breakdown for 3 here, get a bounce for a fourth and a fifth wave to the downside. So this could play out like this. If we got something like this though, however, it wouldn't well, given the current structure, it wouldn't actually look to take this low. So we'd have to be careful that we don't have a truncation here, and then we actually look to push up from this point. So basically the target zone that we'd be looking for typically from this, obviously this is just based off of fib levels. If we get extensions within the waves, it can change it. And we'd have to wait for that confirmation of that fourth wave. But basically that target zone could be towards this 126 to this 124 region. If we just had a five-wave move develop down like that, what we would have to be cautious of is if this does break down in a five-wave move into this zone, we'd have to be cautious on that retracement really until it takes this high point again. This could then become a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which could actually look to push us down into this zone that we were talking about here between this $1.10 to this $1 area. So the problem is if we do develop a five-wave structure down like this, what we would have to be on the lookout for would be a bigger retracement to the upside. And I'm just going to come into the if we form a bigger five-wave move down like this, we'd have to be cautious that this isn't actually developing into a more cynical sort of thing where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get this as a big wave 2 in here, and then we actually break down in a bigger five-wave structure for a move down towards this zone of this 78 to this 0.7871, which would actually look to take this low of this $1. Obviously, if we start to break down below this, potentially this could actually indicate that we have bigger bearish structure developing here. So really getting back above these areas here of this $1 or this well, pretty much just $1.97 is going to be key. And the swing high here of this $1.85 failing to break back above that could actually set us up for a much deeper move here where we could actually be looking to come back deeper down towards the zone of this 66 cent to this 73 cent region. So it's really crucial that we start to break up to the upside here. Failing to do so is going to indicate to me that we're going to see some continuations and so it's more sell-off to the downside with this move. So we just need to be aware of that. We did talk about this. Well, this is one of the other options, basically. Even if we're looking at this as just a B, C, and we do get a move back up here past this wave 1 at this, what was that number? This zone of 159. Basically, we need to still be cautious that this isn't just a bigger corrective structure where this becomes an A, we get a three-wave move up for a B into this zone, this 164 to this 162 area potentially, depending on, let me just throw this one-to-one up here. So, potentially we could come up towards that this zone of the 702, which is actually here, the 169 area. Alternatively, the 786 would be higher up here. Basically, what I want to see is if we do this is obviously just a projecting this channel off of some tops here. It's not confirmed yet, but basically a three-way move up into this would be a bearish sign, especially the fact that it coincides with a retest of this golden pocket area. We've got some swing highs in this zone as well. If we did get a push up here, potentially that could lead us to another sell-off to the downside, where the one-to-one would actually be towards this 98 cents. So we need to just see how this plays out. If we start to break up here and we start to get back above some of these levels, that's great. We could be looking for that continuation. But until we actually break these levels, need to be cautious, especially this 1176 area. We need to get back above this and start to move away. Otherwise, the potential is we could even see a move come up like this is an A, B, and a C. We move up into this zone, and then we look to still sell off and look to move down towards that $1 zone. So keep an eye on this. This is what I'm going to be tracking here. If we do break down directly here, this obviously changes how this counters, and it's probably more likely that we have that five-wave move playing out. So the key thing is here, basically within this, if we're looking for bullish potential, we don't really want to lose this $1.15 area. Otherwise, it would indicate, we're still looking for that deeper potential to push further down within this move, and that could actually lead us to a deeper sell-off. And if I come back out here onto the daily and we start to talk about some of these target zones, some of them are quite scary. Basically, one-to-one could actually technically move us down towards this zone of this 21 cent region. Although, potentially within this, there are some key areas that I'd be keeping an eye on. So between this 618 area of this 049 to this lower range here, this 21 cent, it can technically look to actually stop anywhere within that zone. So the 786 is quite an interesting, would be a retest of these lows here. Obviously, we've got 618 slightly higher there, but we have temporarily found support on these highs here. So going to see how this plays out. If this is just a running flat here, potentially that could mean that we could actually see a move down here towards this key zone. So the key zone of support would be between this 31.59 at a 50%. We can see how there's a little bit of confluence with these lows here. If we do break down, I would be keeping an eye on this level. However, if we do come down deeper here, potentially this golden pocket is quite an interesting one as well, towards this zone of this 13 cent to this 10 cent region. So these are all possible things for as long as we fail to actually get traction to the upside here. Obviously, if this is the case and we're still looking for this as a B wave here, technically speaking, we could see this come up towards this zone here of this 4.35 to this $2.42, and this could actually still play into the idea that we just have a bigger corrective structure here as an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if we do make this bigger five-wave structure, we need to be a bit cautious here because this could still actually look to break down from that point. But at the moment, we need to get back above these shorter term key levels and maintain those support regions. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.